Yeah, fine, we move around. Well, after this concert among friends, I want to say it felt really like a very close atmosphere. I really want to ask.
Musique de chambre.
Really
It's like chamber music, but that's the whole atmosphere of this club. First time we played here, we had that feeling already. And we played twice with the other drummer, and now we play with our Pierre, and now we feel better, you know, because Pierre is back in the band. So Pierre is also the creator of songs like Hocus Pocus and Sylvia, and Focus 2 and Eruption. He was the one that played it on the record, you know.
How does it feel?
Man, I feel fantastic. Thanks.
So
After this great experience with a beautiful public, you know, it's such a fantastic idea that people come even from Italy and from even further to see this show, you know. It brings us to tears.
I suppose this is sort of to get this sort of feeling that you're back.
Sorry?
I suppose for this sort of moment you wanted to come back.
Oh yeah, I think we will come back. I hope it will become, it is already a tradition because it's the third time we come in this club. And also this festival we love a lot. We already played, for instance, with Quidam in Mexico, all in a very big progressive rock festival. So it was very interesting and very touching that we played together again, you know, on one stage, in one evening. It was very nice.
One of the questions we try to ask to the groups is a sort of personal one.
Yeah.
Where from listening to music, was there a moment in time, an event, buying a record or going to a concert that in your youth made you want to, what made you have the idea and the desire to play music?
No. The thing was that a lot of music was played by my father on the flute. He was playing every night Johann Sebastian Bach. So that's what I heard every day. And when I was 3 years old, I began to play the piano with one finger. There it started. And still I play with one finger. You know.
Was it directly into prog?
No. I never liked prog rock. I like classical music, I like jazz, I like rock, and I like jazz rock, like Weather Report, Herbie Hancock, Miles Davis, you know. I like Bach, I like Bartok, I like real jazz, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane. And prog rock, I always have a feeling that is like a collage, you know. You know, but you know, it's so nice that all the prog rock people consider Focus as the roots for their kind of music. But when we started Focus, the name prog rock did not exist yet. So this is funny, you know. But it's a great honor to be called the godfather of this kind of music. But still, I don't feel Focus being a prog rock group. But it's a great honor to be on a prog rock festival. But you know, most of the prog rock, they play fantastic. They're very technical and they have a lot of ideas, you know. But we also like to have the groove and the swing. There are a lot of prog rock groups that don't study on swing. They are not swing. They hate it, I think. But you know, of course, it's very interesting. There are very interesting prog rock groups, for instance, in Italy and other countries. There's a lot of things going on, also with young musicians. But you know, if you hear some solo musicians, you know, for instance, new jazz musicians in New York and other places in the world, you know, that have such a personal style. I think that's, to me, that's more interesting than the whole movement of prog rock. But with all the respect for prog rock, of course. But there's so much other music that that moves me more than prog rock, prog rock itself. You know.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe about the same question. If you have
Yes.
something to say about
Yes.
the concert tonight, and also when it all started for you.
Okay. Try. What you want to ask?
Okay.
I look in the camera.
Yeah. And see if you stand closer. Can you remember a moment in time, like going to a concert
Yeah.
and thinking that's what I want to do?
No, the concert started already in my house, because my family, we all are musicians. So that was the first thing.
Classical instruments?
Classical, jazz, funk, jazz rock, all kind of music. So that was my first thing I saw and felt. So I had to be a musician too. So I became a musician because that.
Same for you?
Say?
Same for you? Also a family of musicians?
No. My father was a clown.
He's also a clown.
Yeah, artistic family. But I was the only musician in the family.
So was there a trigger to get started playing music from?
No, I saw play musicians play when I was very young, you know, and I find it very interesting that, and I took lessons then. Yeah. When I was 5.
Who was your teacher?
5.
I'm curious now because
Classical teacher and then a modern teacher.
Okay.
5 years classical and 5 years modern lessons. And the rest by myself. And a lot of listening to jazz drummers. A lot of listening to great jazz drummers, you know? Yeah.
There's another.
Yes,
What's the story of your getting started?
starting with music. Well, I was raised with several music styles. For example, my mother used to listen to operette, the music from that sometimes you recognize in our style. My brother was listening Led Zeppelin, and then I have a brother-in-law, and he brought into the house music from Cuba. And my father was listening to James Last, supposed to call James Overlast. But as a guy of 12 years, my brother, that now is here, my guitar technician, taught me some chords and Egyptian reggae. Pong 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 pong. I started with that song and the song of Neil Diamond, I think. And then I went
Blue Diamonds.
New Diamond. And then I went to a school especially for music talents, and there I met Bobby. And since that time I raised from the first hand with the music of Thijs and Focus and what I call the Dutch music from the 70s. That is really significant, the sound of Holland in pop music and also in other light forms of music. That's it. But I supposed to be in the time to be a football player or a policeman. I don't know. That was my big dream, not to be a musician.
So you have a lot of regrets then?
No, not really. No. But my brother became a policeman, so that was a little bit compensation. Yeah. And then I became delighted not to become a policeman.
Me too. That you not became a policeman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was it some prog rock? Was it something you wanted to? You thought you wanted to get into that?
I never knew what was prog rock since I started playing with Focus. Suddenly became aware, and also the music. Because we started playing in festivals, that I heard music that I never heard before. I mean, I was not let's say into it, and I was more listening jazz music, Brazilian music, James Brown, other forms of music, classical music, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and
Which was very prog rock actually. We didn't know that.
yeah, for me that was progressive. Yeah, but prog is different than progressive because I think Focus in the time was progressive rock, but the term prog became another thing than progressive in that time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, maybe I think it's like this. So there are, or you can say there are two times of progressive rock, two generations that are a little bit different from each other. The progressive thing of Focus was also that had also to a little bit a political environment, not in Europe, but more in the South America, when they listened to progressive music, prog rock. They it was a feeling, it gave a feeling of hope, and I think that was the meaning in Latin America with all those dictators like Pinochet, Videla in Argentina. At the same time, you could hear Focus on the radio, and it was a kind of left fist, progressive left side.
But in general, can I?
Of course, it's not my microphone.
People are very used to put labels on music, and I know Thijs very long, I know Jan very long, I just don't know Pierre so long, but we all like to play beautiful music, and if people want to put a label on it, okay, it's their choice, but we play everything. If there's emotion in it, we play it.
About emotion,
Yes.
do you compose collectively? How does
No.
it mix between the different personalities?
The way I compose is just I had a history with, for example, Beautiful Woman, and then I start to write, and I share it with my friends, and they make something of it extra. They make it better.
And did you ever write a song about an ugly woman?
Yeah, no, I don't know ugly women.
They're all beautiful.
This is my most beautiful woman. No.
I'm so sorry.
Moi je suis machin.
Demande si quelqu'un raconte quelque chose, veut ajouter quelque chose.
Okay, besides the question, or because of the questions, would you like to add something?
No, it needs.
Okay.
Would you
I
like to say something?
to say something.
Yeah.
Now, just to come closer to your own feeling, because nowadays a lot of music is so much. How can you say this? It looks like they are less in contact with their feelings, and they start listening mechanical music. It's not a problem, but only, and they escape from their inner feelings by using a kind of ecstasy. Of course, it was also in the old times they used drugs, and but I feel a little bit that nowadays I never use drugs and I will never use it, but they use it more like to me, myself, and I, and I have the impression that in the old time it was more we all together and making music all together, and I think the generation of Thijs van Leer, I think since that time there was not anymore any generation so creative as in that time. That's, I really like to say that. Unfortunately, I hope it will be back. Maybe we can do something about it.
Are there some groups of music that
Nowadays?
that make you feel that there's something there that maybe will expand and will be close to our hearts, to the music?
Nowadays, yeah, not in the field of pop music. I haven't with some jazz musicians or in world music, more in world music actually.
Focus,
In,
for example.
No, but okay, I have it with a great singer from Africa or a fantastic singer of ethnic music from India. But in pop music, when I like it, it has to do with the old times. That's for my feeling nowadays. But I have to say, I didn't invest in research, of course, researching and then find out. That's just a feeling that I have now. I hope with our music, because I consider our music as really, not to be arrogant, but as what I feel in contact with our feelings, and that we can have a little message in the world, that we can change some opinions, because they can sell a lot of music with bad music. Why make not propaganda with good music, with the same energy?
You're coming to the point that we addressed with the different groups that played today. Was there something towards a vision of an ideal world in what they...
No, it's not, but I admire, for example, I was listening Kidam, and it was a tight group. It was, it's not completely my music, but they played very well, and it sounded good. And I can imagine that, and at least the musicians are playing the music, not a guy putting the machine on, and there were musicians playing. That's more very important for me. So we will not attack our colleagues because at least they make music playing an instrument.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.